Hi, this is Tony Carvajal, the Executive Vice President of the Florida Chamber Foundation, and thank you for joining us at another edition of the Florida Chamber's Bottom Line. Joining me today is Alice Ancona, the Director of Global Outreach for the Florida Chamber. Alice, welcome.
Thank you, Tony.
So we've got a lot of things going on in areas that you deal with on international and global outreach issues. So let's start with something that's actually been a project that we've been working on together, and that's international trade. International trade is pretty important and will impact the future of Florida. From your perspective, what does that mean?
For us as the state of Florida, we're one of the premier exporting states in the country, and I don't think many of us in the state of Florida do realize that. So we have a world of opportunity with 15 deep water ports. 95% of the world's consumers are outside of the United States. We have so much to offer in terms of a state, not just in terms of tourism, but also in world-class services that we provide, manufacturing exports that we produce. We do have significant opportunities that the state can capitalize on.
You know, in the global airports and the connections that we've got through all the trade lines are making a big difference of that, and we covered that in the most recent edition of the Florida Trade and Logistics Study. We've been going around the state highlighting what we found in this report, and one of the things that seems to get attention is the 150,000 jobs that we can have in trade, logistics, and advanced manufacturing if we focus on this as a state. Why is that important to the future of Florida?
As a state, we'll soon become, probably by the end of the summer, the third most populous state in the country. This is a significant jump in population size. By 2030, we'll need almost 800,000 new jobs, and in order to maintain a 6% unemployment rate. We've now gone from the 5th least expensive state to live in to the 25th most expensive state to live in. Trade and logistics offers high-paying jobs. Trade, logistics, and manufacturing, and export-oriented manufacturing pays 30% more than your average job. So these are good jobs that will help us meet that gap of 800,000 new jobs that we're going to need in the future.
I think that number really sticks out by 2020 because as we're talking about the base number, you know, if all we do is keep replacing the jobs and we don't think about the future, I think we're going to hit a dead-end road. And Florida has some real big opportunities. One of those big opportunities is in manufacturing. Why is that so important? I know that plays a big role in the international arena.
We have 15 deep water ports, 19 airports. Many of these airports move international cargo. Our seaports have capitalized in great investments in hopes of achieving greater trade. With the Panama Canal opening up by 2015, Port Miami being the first port dredged below 50 feet south of Virginia, we're hoping to capture these larger ships, larger vessels that are going to carry double the amount of containers that they currently carry now. These containers need to be filled with Florida origin products on their way out. And so we have empty containers to fill. And hopefully we can achieve by filling those containers by Florida origin exports. We actually have a large number of small and medium-sized manufacturers already in the state, over 60,000 manufacturers already exporting. We have significant assets, but we need to get an uptick on what they're manufacturing, how many markets they're exporting to, and the education that they need in order to get their manufacturing products inside those containers into all these ports around the world.
Well, we're really lucky to have you here in Florida, and most importantly, lucky to have you with the Florida Chamber Foundation. You're absolutely right, 150,000 high-paying jobs for industries who find themselves making more money if they do exports in an arena where we can add or need to add 800,000 more net new jobs by 2020. I think that the role you're playing for the Florida Chamber and everything you're doing with the trade and logistics rollout is really helping. We've got a number of different rollouts between here and August, and I do know that you're going to be joining us at the Future of Florida Forum September 29th through October 1st, and we'll have another State of International report being released at that event. So thank you for all you do, and thank you all for joining Alice Ancona and myself here at another edition of Florida's Bottom Line.